Hello, you sentient ball of stardust. My name is Casey Davis. I'm a therapist, and I'm an author of the book How to Keep House While Drowning, where I talk about ways to make it a little bit easier to take care of yourself when you're overwhelmed, stressed, have mental health issues, physical health issues, or maybe you're just in a hard season of life. Maybe you're looking for a place that you can come and listen to some practical advice. This is a podcast for all of the self-help rejects. We're going to talk about skills for survival and self-kindness. And I'm going to leave the pop psychology at the door. I promise not to tell you to meditate or to journal. We're just going to give you some really insightful conversations with hopefully some practical advice. So I don't believe you need to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. I don't want you to just try harder, and I don't believe that laziness exists. So join me over on Struggle Care, where we can find compassionate solutions that help us function a little bit better.
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.
Stoveleg Media, igniting conversation.
Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Elena Grace, and you are listening to I've Been Thinking. But this week we have a special little twist. We've got my friend Lisa from the Flourishing Space here today.
Hey everybody.
And we are going to be talking about her eating disorder journey and recovery, and how social media has played a part in it too. And then we felt like this was a really poignant topic, especially with it being around the holidays, and this potentially being like a problematic time for some people, a difficult time for some people. So we wanted to share this to hopefully help somebody.
You were doing your intro and I'm like, am I allowed to butt in now?
Yes.
So I apologize if I completely just interrupted you.
No, you didn't.
Hey everyone.
Lisa. Okay, so tell us about yourself, I guess, to start out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Hi, my name is Lisa Madison. I'm from a small town in Canada. So
Canada.
I am from Canada. I'm from the Great White North, you know? And oh, I gotta stop. Oh, this is going to be hard to get through with you. So I own the Flourishing Space, which is life coaching. I do one-on-one life coaching, and I'm actually in the process of getting my eating disorder recovery coaching certificate, which is actually the first time I've ever said that. So, surprise. And
Congrats.
Oh, thank you. And I host the Fruit and Flourishing podcast, where I just kind of talk all things. I share a little bit of everything. I talk a lot about mental health and, how to live a full life and live the life you desire, and everything like that. So, yeah, I guess that's a bit
really
about
good
me.
stuff.
I have a dog. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just me going in about my dog. I have a dog named Luna.
No, Luna's super important.
She is. You understand because you're a dog mom as well.
Yeah, Win is sitting here looking at me right now. She's mad because I guess I'm not playing with her. I don't know.
Hey, Win. Hey, girl.
Win. Lisa says hi.
Hi, Prince.
She did the little head tilt.
Oh, my gosh. My favorite.
The best. Okay, so I guess my first question for you regarding this, if you want to just go ahead and jump in.
Let's dive deep.
My first question is just like, can you give us a little bit of like an overview, as much as you want to do, of what your recovery journey has looked like?
Yeah. Okay. So my recovery, I started, I started seeing my recovery coach almost 4 years ago now. I shared this on one of my podcast episodes where I talk about it, the whole, the
Yeah.
whole thing. Um, but actually, what has happened, or what did happen, was after going to the doctor, she referred me to the program at my doctor's office, just like a recovery program. And I didn't hear back from them. And then I want to say like 2.5 months went by, and finally I reached out, and they failed to tell me that I was rejected because my heart rate was too low, which is something that is
Stupid.
just wild to me. I still
Yeah.
cannot figure out how I can't find the logic in that whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
So that happened, and then so that happened. And I was in kind of I was really sick at that point. So I was just
Yeah.
not in a good headspace. And to me that was like, okay, well that's fine. Like now I can look back and be like, that's messed up. But at that point, when you're in like this really dangerous mindset, that can almost look like a win. That's like, oh, perfect. I don't need to get better. Like I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
And then one day I just Googled recovery coaches, and I found my coach, and I'm pretty sure I dodged her calls like for a couple weeks. And I will say, like, for anybody who goes to therapy or is about to go get help for anything, the biggest, like, give yourself a huge pat on the back for even calling the place in the first place. Because it takes so much strength to be able to do that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and then I guess a couple weeks down, I just finally got my ass in the car and drove there. And I had my walls up like
Mm-hmm.
crazy. It took me forever to open up. I was probably one of the most difficult clients she's ever had. And, but this somehow, like throughout my entire journey, it has turned into my purpose. It's turned into something that I'm really passionate about. It's turned into something I want to educate others on and make my life about it, because why am I going to let something that tried to destroy me let me destroy me? Let
Yeah.
it destroy me. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely. I really love that you've used something that could have destroyed you and
Hmm.
you've said, I'm going to grow from this in such a way that I am going to make my life focused around this and keeping it from doing this to other people as well.
Exactly. I'm also a dance teacher, so I
Right.
work with a lot of young females mainly.
Mm-hmm.
And because I've gone through this, it's just something that I can become really protective over with younger generations. I mean, it can happen to absolutely anyone. I've met
Yes.
people of all ages who struggle. But with all these social media platforms and everything, and all this like
Mm-hmm.
unsafe information and incorrect information out there,
Preach.
it's just, yeah, it's something that I care so much about for good reason.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, so that actually brings me to, our kind of grandiose topic,
Hmm.
social media in conjunction with eating disorders and eating disorder recovery. So, do you have something like anything specific you want to start with, or do you want to talk about how social media can be such a
Yeah.
hindrance first?
So social media, it's weird because in some ways it can like really mess with your recovery and your mental health, as I'm sure we all know.
Yeah.
But in a lot of ways, it's helped me.
Yeah.
And I think there is so much negativity in there, but here's the reality is that we can't just escape every everything. Like we can't escape the magazines that have,
Mm-hmm.
the diet pills and all this posted on on the cover of it. And we can't expect everybody to understand what's going on through our brains. So it's just something that through recovery, you kind of have to, that's probably one of the hardest parts for me. Not anymore, but when I was like in the beginning years of recovery, was trying to block out things that are triggering and, not give in to certain things. And that was definitely like a huge challenge. So, and I think with just, I don't know, with like TikTok and stuff, there can be so many wrong things posted. Like what I eat in a day. Oh, I eat like a grape. Do you? Just,
Do you really?
do you really? And they think, people brag about that kind of stuff, but they don't realize that, that's extremely unsafe and people are vulnerable and young kids are vulnerable. Their brains are not fully developed. So
Yeah.
they give into that stuff. But then we have the other side of it where, like, I'll be honest, when I posted and finally shared my story, my recovery has just improved. Like, I have grown mountains from there.
Yeah.
So I think there's like this, it's like this benefit. I don't know if it's because I'm in a very supportive community and I don't like allow toxic accounts or like any negativity on my feed or anything like that. But I swear it's like this is what I needed to just go get over that bump and keep
I love
going
that.
upwards.
Yeah, I think that, like with anything, social media obviously has its highs and its lows. Like, it can always be weaponized against somebody or whatever, or you can let it be weaponized against you, I suppose, too. But even just with my experience with anxiety and things like that, you have to learn how to take, at some point, you can obviously, take your time and be easy on yourself at the beginning and stuff. But at some point you have to learn how to see some of those things that previously would have triggered you and just do your best to move on and continue having your day and living your life after you see them, and not let
Exactly.
those things control you. And
Exactly.
I feel like in that way, social media can be good because it can expose you to these things. So you have to kind of build up your immunity, I suppose, to
Yeah.
those, triggers.
I think in reality, like everybody controls, like we control our own life, we control who we follow, what we see. So it's all about, like you said, just kind of putting what's the word? Just like thinking and knowing who you need to follow and just doing that for yourself.
Yes.
That's where you find the good in social media.
Yes. I think that social media, to be done right, has to be done for yourself, because
Completely.
and obviously, like, if you want to share resources for other people or like whatever, but to do it right by you have to do the things
Yep.
only that you want to do. And that's
Exactly.
where, like, the lines get drawn in the sand, that, like you're crossing a line because you're posting this for other people's approval, or
Exactly.
not posting this because other people would disapprove, whatever it is. You just have to do it for yourself. And so if you do those things in your time and you take what you can handle and maybe push yourself eventually, but you have to do those things for you.
I agree. And I feel like what I've noticed with a lot of teens especially is, they post these things on Instagram, for example, and then they delete them right away.
Yes.
Do you notice that?
I don't follow a lot of teenagers for
Yeah.
some reason. I follow a few that are like family members or like family friends and stuff. But yeah, they have really interesting social presence is.
It's like, it's almost like, I don't know if it's, they want to make sure it's like just the right picture, and it's, I don't know, it's confusing, but
Yeah.
I kind of reached a point where I'm just like, you know what, whatever. If I like this, it's going up.
Yeah, for sure. With the, like for me with the podcast Instagram, I try to keep that very on brand,
Yes.
as
Yeah.
much as possible. But then I have my personal too, which you have, they're like combined.
Yeah.
But on my personal, I post what makes me happy, what I vibe
Right.
with that day, just like whatever. And that, it brings me joy to do that. And I've had some people tell me like, "Oh, you need to make your personal more of a business account too, blah blah blah." And I'm like, kind of, but I can't do that all the way because I just want to be me also.
Exactly.
You know?
Well, I do have a personal one, but I don't use it very often. I find that that's where I post like stories of my dog. And one
Oh,
time
yeah.
somebody told me I was posting too many, and I was like, you know what? If you don't want to look at this gorgeous face, then just unfollow me. Like,
Yeah, literally.
there, other people who don't like your stuff are also in control. Like, what takes more effort? Writing a comment to somebody saying that you don't like the way they look or you don't like what they're posting, or just clicking the unfollow button?
Yeah. Or just even not saying anything at all.
Exactly. Or just,
Like,
keep going on with your life.
just keep scrolling. Hit unfollow
Yeah.
if you want. Just keep scrolling. You don't have to comment. You're not that important.
Nope.
People are something.
Oh, yeah.
What, back to the subject, I suppose. What resources, so like on social, I guess, but also just in general, have been helpful to you, like with your recovery and etc.
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think I definitely do follow I follow a lot of like influencers, or not even, but who just are very real. Hey,
Yeah.
Wayne, who
Yeah,
just are
literally.
very super real and honest with what they post. I think that's really important to me. And ever since like opening up about what I battle with, I try to be as open and real with people as well.
Yes.
Because it's so important. And I love the people who post like, hey, I look like this in this photo, but actually this is what I looked like 10 minutes earlier when I ate like this and that, you know?
Yes, I love those.
Yeah, because everybody can get such an unrealistic idea of what a healthy body or a dream body should look like.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
yeah. So I think, filling my feed with stuff like that. I follow a lot of other people who are also in recovery, because it's kind of cool to be like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that went through my mind too. That's not so weird. Like, I'm not the only one who thought that when I
Yeah,
was
that makes sense.
going through it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would just say honest people. That's what I need on my feed. Honest people.
I like that. Yeah. That's something that I've tried to do too, just like in general. And I think that I mean, I think that has been helpful, like to some of my anxieties too, even to just following honest people. And I also really love following people who have gone through something and use that as like use their platform to make something maybe terrible that happened to them, but making it a learning opportunity and like a sharing community for other people who have gone through similar things, you know?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I think that can be super helpful to everybody.
It's so nice seeing people who went through like extreme trauma come out on the other side and welcome others in.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Do you have anything else to say? It's okay if you don't.
Well, I was just gonna say, well, going back to like things I follow on social media,
Yeah.
when I always bring up TikTok because I think TikTok is like one platform that, we all know you can, without even realizing it, spend 3 hours on TikTok.
Oh, easily.
And I know these younger generations, I'm sure, like they don't think like, oh, I should wake up and read today. That's something that just kind of comes with age. Like,
I feel like yes.
yeah, like I mean, a lot of days I wake up and I'm like, I don't want to read. I want to go on my phone and I want to watch TikToks.
Yeah.
So I understand, and I think with those, the more people we can get on there, because you do this, and I love that you do this. You post such positive things on your TikTok, and you actually come up on my For You page a lot.
What?
Yeah,
I had
you
no
always
idea.
you always pop up, and I think because I try to watch things that spread, information and spread positivity and just productive stuff.
Yeah.
So things like that are always on my For You page. And yeah, your face is always just there. I'm like, hey, girl,
Wow. I love that.
there she is. Yeah. Yeah. So it's all about like going back to just finding the right people, finding the right accounts, knowing that for your mental state, what's right and what's not. Because sometimes
Yes.
things still are triggering for me. Like,
Right.
some days I'm not in the headspace where I can watch another person's recovery story or their battle where they're sharing pictures and everything. Sometimes I'm not okay to do that, but sometimes I am, and it gives me like a sense of comfort. So it's all about really being in tune with yourself and just listening to what not your ED voice is saying, not what your mental health is saying, not your illness, but what you are saying, what your heart is saying, what you need in that moment.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that. Just kind of
Yeah.
like intuitive, like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but just listening to yourself exactly and taking in only what you need and what you can handle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I know, sorry, I'm kind of going off now.
Oh my gosh, no, do it.
You mentioned earlier, like how the holidays are coming up and stuff like that. And that's a really, really important point to bring up because we
Yes.
were saying how, that can be a tough time for not just eating disorders, like everything. And this goes back to, again, like following the right things. I know for myself, finding these accounts that talk about the, I don't want to say like the importance, but they kind of reassure you that the holidays are not a time to let these illnesses come back and go full force in your brain. It's not a time to let them take over. It's a time to enjoy with your family. Don't look at this food for an eating disorder. Don't look at this food and think this is going to ruin your life. Think I'm enjoying this food with your family. So
Yeah.
it can be really, really like you got to put in the work, but the most you can, like I can even share some pages that I follow that kind of, share tips on how to get through the holidays and stuff like that. But yeah, it all kind of circles back to this whole taking control over who you follow and who you choose to be on your pages.
Yeah, and like what you choose to put into your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't even imagine how difficult like it could be to see a lot of the posts that come with the holidays or be in a lot of the situations that you're in, but I can definitely see how being mindful with what information you take in is really important to how you react to the situation.
Yep. Definitely Definitely hard times, but you just have to, like mental health is work.
It is, yeah.
So every day you're going to work, every day you're doing the jobs that you have to do to keep yourself healthy and happy and alive and well.
Yeah, it's so true. Every day you
Yep.
got to work on it. Some days
Damn
more than
right.
others.
Amen, sister.
Amen to that. Preach it, sis.
Preach it, sis.
All right. Well, I guess we'll start wrapping up. Plug yourself. Tell us where we can find you.
Okay, so my Instagram is at The Flourishing Space. My Facebook is at The Flourishing Space. My podcast is Fruit and Flourishing. I have full-length episodes every Wednesday, and then I do short little motivation episodes every Monday called The Monday Motive.
Love them.
My website is theflourishingspace.ca. That's where you can find more info about me, and I host workshops and do one-on-one coaching and everything like that, which doesn't matter in the world, doesn't matter where you are in the world because I'm offering everything virtually. Thank you,
True.
COVID. So, yeah, check me out.
Love it.
And that's that.
And
Yeah.
that's that on that. Um, well, you can find I've Been Thinking at I'veBeenThinking.com now because I just bought my domain.
Oh, that's so exciting.
I'm so excited. You can find us anywhere you stream pretty much. And then the Instagram is at I've Been Thinking Pod. And we're also on
Check her out,
Patreon
baby.
too. Yeah, please check me out. Come follow on Patreon. You can donate. You can get early episodes and extra content. It's a really good time around there too. And
Do it
make
up,
sure,
yo.
yeah, and make sure you check out the blog on I've Been Thinking Pod too, because that's where you get like the transcripts for the weekly episodes, and you also get a post every Monday about what I've been thinking about this week. Just some random rambling. It's a lot of
Oh
fun.
my gosh, you are busy.
I am keeping myself busy. I don't
I
like
love
to
it.
don't like to get too bored, you know?
I feel you on that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to do my my what am I thinking about? Or wait, did
Oh
I say
yeah.
that wrong?
Yeah, whatever. I need to post that. Weekly
you do.
wondering.
My weekly wondering.
Yes, I need to post that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I got you, girl. And
I
you're
love
going to be on my podcast soon.
Yes, I am.
We're going to discuss all things anxiety and America.
So everything. Literally
Oh my goodness,
everything.
I have so many questions.
Oh gosh, I can't wait. Oh, definitely be on the lookout for that, y'all. I will share when we do it. And then also, I'm going to make Lisa send me some of those Instagram resources that she was talking about. And I will post those when we post the episode. So that way you have access to those. All right, guys. Well,
Perfect.
thanks for listening and thanks for being here, Lisa.
Thank you for having me on your podcast. I had
You're-
so much fun.
I'm so glad. I had so much fun too. You're a good pal.
You're my sister from another country.
Wow. I really loved that. That's true.
Thank you. Thanks
That's
so much.
so true. Well, I will talk at you guys next week, and I will probably Snapchat Lisa in 2 seconds.
That's right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hello, you sentient ball of stardust. My name is Casey Davis. I'm a therapist and I'm an author of the book How to Keep House While Drowning, where I talk about ways to make it a little bit easier to take care of yourself when you're overwhelmed, stressed, have mental health issues, physical health issues, or maybe you're just in a hard season of life. Maybe you're looking for a place that you can come and listen to some practical advice. This is a podcast for all of the self-help rejects. We're going to talk about skills for survival and self-kindness. And I'm going to leave the pop psychology at the door. I promise not to tell you to meditate or to journal. We're just going to give you some really insightful conversations with hopefully some practical advice. So I don't believe you need to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. I don't want you to just try harder, and I don't believe that laziness exists. So join me over on Struggle Care, where we can find compassionate solutions that help us function a little bit better.
New on Curiosity Stream. How do you connect a 16th century potato to limitless energy production? Could Napoleon's toothpick have a direct link to a machine that predicts the future? And how can a 1700s conch shell chart a course to humans connecting their brains to the internet? James Burke's visionary series Connections returns for a new generation. Experience all new Connections. With monthly, annual, and bundled plans, find the one that works for you at curiositystream.com.